There are many Americans who frankly don't like their choices for president. Republicans who don't like McCain, Democrats who don't like Obama for whatever reasons. You know, there are two other candidates who agree with that, Bob Barr and Ralph Nader. These are guys who say they are the real deal. We begin with my conversation with independent candidate Ralph Nader, who in a recent CNN poll, by the way, would apparently get 6% of the vote nationwide.
The New York Times reports that Barack Obama is getting more corporate money than any other candidate. He has voted with the credit card companies. He has voted to expand the military budget. He has voted in all kinds of ways for these corporate interests. And his flip-flopping is extraordinary. He's losing a lot of his hardcore support day by day.
But isn't that just part of the politicking of this country? A guy like Barack Obama, to make sure he can win in a general election, needs to move from left of center back toward the middle. Isn't that just a normal thing that politicians do?
First of all, running away and flip-flopping from majority American positions is not a smart political strategy. You know, I heard that, Rick, you know, oh, Mondale's doing this just to win, and Dukakis doing this just to win, and Gore and Kerry are doing this just to win. They all lost, and Clinton only won because Perot was the third-party candidate there. So it's not a winning strategy. If you look at the positions on our website, votenader.org, you will see that these are the things that Americans want. These are the necessities of the American people. Law and order for the rich and powerful is a very high polling issue.
Ralph, you've been going after this guy. I mean, recently you said that he's trying to talk white. Do you regret that?
No, because the fact that he is talking white and not calling out the white corporate power structure, which is dominating government and driving our country into the ground through this globalization stuff, doesn't mean that he should talk black. Talking white means he should talk justice. He shouldn't cater, he shouldn't coddle, he shouldn't succumb to these corporate power interests and the corporate lawyers that are funding him in record amounts of dollars, according to the FEC report.
Do you give him some points, though? I mean, here's a guy who went to Harvard, graduated as a guy who could have just run into corporatism, and yet decided he was going to go back to his own community and help the poor. I mean, that almost sounds like a Ralph Nader-ish kind of story, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was terrific, but he's changing almost day by day. Immunity for the telecom companies, for example. He wants a larger military budget. He's starting to flip-flop on Iraq. He's not where he should be on health insurance, you know, coddling the big HMOs and drug companies. It's a very sad story, and I think it's up to the American people basically to support our campaign and to see a positive view for America. We're not just talking this, we've actually done it over 40 years, and that's why it's important for the voters to have more choices on the ballot.
Yeah, and you're right. Our last poll this week showing you at 6% is a number that is surprising a lot of people. Let me ask you one final question.
Yeah.
Because here's when it really comes down to brass tacks. If everybody in the United States had voted, and you were the last guy left, and it was your vote that was going to decide who the next president of the United States would be, and you had to choose between Barack Obama and John McCain, who would you cast your vote for?
I always believe in casting votes for people you believe in. Regardless of the polls, I would cast my vote for Ralph Nader and Matt Gonzalez. If we reach 10% in the polls, we're going to get on that Google-sponsored debate in September.
And that's what it's all about. There you have Ralph Nader. That's one side.